We know you want to hear more of what Andrew and John have to say. Don't worry, we will. But first, let's hear what they got into earlier today on Kincaid and South Tunis.
Flyers and Sixers both handed losses in their playoff games. We'll start with the Flyers, and it's just a bummer loss because the Flyers up 2-0 at one point. The Flyers played so well pretty much that entire game, and in overtime, they played extremely well, but that doesn't matter. It's who gets the puck in the net in overtime to end the game, and that's what Taylor Hall did for the Carolina Hurricanes.
What the difference is that in the midst of that game, Andrew, it was a team that has literally 3, maybe even 4 lines of more skill and more experience. And even though the Flyers carried the play for at least 2.5, if not more, but they don't have finishers yet.
People were ready for this series, and it almost felt like the Sixers fans were a little bit more energized for the series than the Sixers players themselves going into the game. Now, I don't think it's because a lack of want. I think it was maybe tired legs and that emotion of Game 7, but you just can't come out that way. They come out the gate so slow and just giving the ball to Embiid over and over again.
I don't get that was the plan coming into that game. We saw Game 7. We saw the comeback 5, 6, 7. And we saw that after Game 4, that the approach of focus on Embiid, lean on Embiid, everything like that makes everybody else less. And I didn't understand the approach from the beginning last night, and I think it dug them a hole. And I think that was done early.
Now back to the show.
Yep, that's what we've been talking about today. Mainly Sixers and Flyers. We've been mentioning the Phillies as well, who won their 6th game out of their last 7 yesterday. Aaron Nola pitched really well. But it's Sixers-Flyers postseason time, and unfortunately both teams were handed losses yesterday. The Flyers, you can say, hey, great effort. It's a shame they take their early 2-0 lead. Canes tie it late in the 3rd period. They go to overtime. Travis Konechny has the shot. Oh, my God.
It was right there. So we're all watching. It was a great night to be at NBC Sports Philadelphia because all the teams are going, which meant we have all the analysts in. There's a lot interactive. And for those who don't know, we have just TVs everywhere. So you never know who's watching what channel. So when you hear like Ricky Bo, like, oh my God, you don't know. Ricky Bo will react to anything. Sure. And Scott Hartnell sitting there and be like,
he's a sportsman.
Scott Hartnell will be like, oh my gosh. And then you realize he's talking about a play that is in the Phillies game. So it makes it so much fun. But when Konechny almost had that, it was like right there. There was a collective like groan of like that was right there.
Yeah, it was a rough missed shot, and then obviously overtime continues, and then Taylor Hall ends it for the Hurricanes. They take the 2-0 series lead, and you just don't feel great because the Flyers had a rough chance going into this series.
Yeah, it's the Hurricanes,
and you're now down 2-0 to them, and that sucks.
The cruise to their first round.
Yeah, you're in trouble.
Yeah. And then, of course, the Sixers yesterday arrived to New York. They arrived to the Garden.
I heard their names called.
They suited up. They played. It just did not go well at all. They lose 137-98. The second half, Nick Nurse is like, I'm just waving the white flag. Paul George, 6 minutes and 41 seconds. Same for Kelly Oubre. And Embiid and Maxey, 5 minutes and 57 seconds each.
Half, They all left.
And we all agree with the strategy of shutting down.
Absolutely.
Totally fine.
You do not need to, run up the minutes.
Right.
Joel Embiid took a really bad hit, an inadvertent one on a cross.
Thank you for
at
saying
the top.
inadvertent.
It was inadvertent. Mikal Bridges is not a dirty player. There's no way if you watch that a million times, which I've watched it at least 7.
If Draymond Green did it, all right, maybe I'd think
because he's giving you reason to have doubt.
Yeah.
It's not.
None with Mikal Bridges.
Everybody that sets a pick at the top, you're supposed to. He just got caught unawares. He was trying to go back for the ball, so his midsection was a little
as
open.
we said, his cousin Devon, we wouldn't trust as far as we
Devon's
could
not. You can't trust that guy.
We're not throwing. We don't trust him.
But let's face it, you don't want to risk any injury. You don't want to run up their minutes needlessly and get them even more tired. They were exhausted. Let's just call it. They were not winning that game. It doesn't matter if the final score was 39 or 9. It was never going to be a win.
Yeah, it was.
We got to see like Tyler Kolek.
I mean, why wouldn't you?
Tyler Kolek.
You thought you were back in the process days.
Tyler Kolek hit a 3, and I was like, of course he did. He's Tyler Kolek.
Tyler Kolek was 3 of 5 from the field yesterday.
Well, listen, it was a green light for all those guys. Why not? You're out there. When are they going to play in a playoff game in the 3rd quarter in Madison Square Garden again? When's that going to happen for those guys? Yeah, fire away.
Outstanding.
Who's this fella's name? Pacome Dadier? He plays for the Knicks.
Yeah, he did.
Who's
He
your
played last
daddy?
night.
PAC, and then O with a little dash over top, ME, and then DADIET.
Sure.
Yeah.
He was in.
He's from France, so I would
Well, that's
imagine
good.
Daddy A.
Thanks for that.
Daddy A. Who's your Daddy A?
You didn't hear, they were chanting that.
Oh, were they?
They were
Yes.
chanting all kinds of
They were
stuff.
chanting that when he came into the game.
Oh, dude, I was.
Who's your daddy,
out.
eh?
I was checked out at that point, dude.
Well,
Sixers
there
were
was
down by
reason to check out.
40. I was not.
There was reason to check out.
I was ready for night, man. All right.
That's because you've done
Thanks for
mulch.
staying up, Andrew.
Yeah, no, Amy, the second that game ended, well, no, I'll be honest. I turned it off before.
Yeah, a lot of people do. It's okay.
I went to bed, Amy.
Let's break down the last 5 minutes of that game.
Yeah, seriously.
Yeah,
Let's
you may
do
tell
it.
you what
You fell
happened? I
asleep
got
on it.
you.
Yeah.
All right, joining us now, we love talking to him. He covers both the Phillies and the Flyers for On Pattison. Last time we had him on was a Flyers focus. This time we'll do a little bit of both because the Phillies are now red hot. Hottest team in town, 6 of their last 7. Our man Ant SanFilippo joins us. Ant, good morning.
Morning, gentlemen, and Amy. How are you?
I'm good.
We
Ant.
are doing great.
Good.
Before we talk about the red hot Phillies, let's lead with the playoff performance of the Philadelphia Flyers yesterday. Look, game 1, it looked like they got outclassed, but curious what your takeaway was in game 2.
They were the better team in game 2, and they still didn't win. And I think that that's kind of indicative of what this series really is, guys, because Carolina is the class of the Eastern Conference, one of the 2 or 3 best teams in the NHL. And the Flyers got them off their game. They did everything that they wanted to do in game 2. They were able to pressure Carolina. They were able to get shots on goal. They were able to do all the things that they talked about and still lost. And it's a little bit of a gut punch because they really felt like they should have won that game, and they probably should have. You look at the overtime, and Travis Konechny has a breakaway and doesn't even get the shot on goal. Like, that's a killer, right? That's a killer. Mishkov had an opportunity that just hits a stick before it was going into the net. They got snake bitten a couple of times. But look, you got to cash in. You have 7 power play chances. You've got to cash in on more than just the first one. You have some opportunity. You have a 2-0 lead. You need that third goal. Like the final step that was needed, they just didn't have the ability or the talent to do it, and they let a really good team get back in the game. And then it's an ugly goal that beats you. And that's just kind of how it is sometimes when the other team is better than you are.
And that's where they're at right now. I mean, the series isn't over. They're coming home.
No.
What is the most sustainable thing that you saw in game 2 that you think they'll be able to carry to game 3?
The way that they attacked Carolina they really got Carolina out of their game, which I didn't think they could do. I give them a lot of credit for that because Carolina is a very disciplined, structured team. And Carolina got all out of sorts because the Flyers attacked their pressure. Rather than skate away from the pressure, they attacked it. They tried to go through guys, and they drew penalties. They got them they created opportunities because they got them playing out of position. You continue to do that, you're going to get your chances, right? So that's the impressive thing. And if they keep doing that, they'll have their opportunities. They just have to finish. And that was what they weren't able to do enough last night. Now, you go forward and you keep Carolina on their heels a little bit. They're beatable at that point. But it requires you to play a game at a high energy level, at a high pace, consistently throughout. They did it in game 2. Can you do that again in games 3, 4, 5, 6? You're going to have to win 4 out of 5 now. Right? Can you do that consistently? I'm not sure that they can play at that pace, at that level, at that speed, at that intensity for five more games. That's the thing that you got to be concerned about, I think.
Yeah, and when you're looking at it, it was such a huge adjustment after getting. I mean, they were never 3-0. They were never in that game, and I think they made that big adjustment. So you're wondering, is it almost more deflating to come that close in game 2, or is it something you can look at and be like, hey, we were right there if we just do this, this, and this going forward? You know what I mean? Like, because you could go it one way or the other, because if you just got blown off again, it's just like, all right, well, we're going to we're back against, the wall and we're even not in this and we're just going to kind of play too freely. But maybe you can play tighter because you were so close in game 2.
Yeah, it's a good question. I mean, because I look at this team and they have, as Rick Tocchet said in his post-game press conference last night, he said, we've, been told we've been dead before and we've climbed out of the grave, right? They had a 3.8% chance of making the playoffs on March 9th, and yet here we are 2 months later, and we're going into Game 3 of the Eastern Conference semifinals, right? So they have been a resilient team, and so you tend to think that because of the way that they believe in themselves, that they're not just going to let this bury them, right? They're not going to let yes, this hurt. Yes, this one probably was one that ends up being the determinant in the series. That said, they're not just going to shy away. They're not going to wilt away. I think that you're going to see them play a very similar style game in Game 3. You win that, you're back in the series, right? You still have an opportunity. So I think you're going to see them give that kind of effort in Game 3. Game 3 will look a lot more like Game 2 than it did Game 1, especially with 2 days off in between instead of just the 1 day off. So I think you're going to get that out of them. I'm just not sure that as much as they might have the will, that they have the way to do it 5 times.
Any idea if Owen Tippett will return for Game 3?
I have a feeling that he's closer to coming back than not. I don't know. The interesting thing, and I don't know if you guys saw it, I'm sure a couple places have reported it, as we were leaving the building last night, we were walking away from the locker room. We all saw Noah Cates being carted back to the locker room. He couldn't walk. He had a walking boot in his hand. So we don't know what the status is there. The Flyers didn't give us an update or anything after the game. So
lower body injury.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, well, of course. that's what it is.
Bill Belichick.
But we don't know how severe. Yeah, we don't know how severe. So, yeah, I think Tippett, they might try, just for the purpose of his skating ability and his speed and that can help. You saw the addition of Carl Grunstrom, of all people. You saw what adding him to the lineup did. He forces that turnover and feeds Couturier for the second goal. Like, that's the kind of stuff that you need. Owen Tippett can give you that, at least that. So I think you might see him in Game 3.
What do you believe the addition of Don Mattingly has brought the Phillies?
I just think it was kind of a wake-up call. I look at the way Mattingly puts his lineups together and manages the game. There's a couple small things that are a little bit different than what Rob Thompson was doing, but not overtly different. Not like, oh my gosh, this is a whole new style. I think it's more of the team was sitting around waiting for something to happen, and then once it happened, it was like, okay, now we got to wake up, and they did. And look, you're getting better pitching too, right? Sanchez had a really good game. Luzardo's last 2 starts have been excellent. Aaron Nola had a 6-inning shutout, the 6 shutout innings last night. Like, you're seeing all of those things come to. This is what you expected from them, and yes, they're playing some weaker opposition. I get it, but this is what you expected from the Phillies. So I'm not sure that it's what Don Mattingly himself has done. It's just more the situation has changed, and they've kind of woken up to the fact that, oh, we need to play like we're supposed to play and not how we were playing when we lost, 11 of 12.
Yeah, and when you think about it, that happened, in 2022, and they were able to sustain that. I guess that's the big question is everybody gets a little bit of a boost when you fire the coach or the manager. I feel like you've seen that a lot across all sports over the last, whatever couple of decades where it's been more common to fire you mid-season. You wonder if that's going to be sustainable because it is the same team that it was on opening day as it is right now, and it's going to be June 1st, July 1st, September 1st, August 1st. I said that out of order. But is it sustainable? Is that kind of jolt sustainable? Is this a wake-up call enough where they have to realize that they can't just do it in April and the beginning of May? It has to be done in the dog days of summer too?
Yeah, Amy, I think that, I look at this team and I've always believed in the pitching. So I kind of knew that the pitching would come around regardless of the managerial change. I just felt like that was what was going so south during. Yeah, the hitting was not there either, but the bad starting pitching was not what you expected. Then Wheeler comes back. He's been really good, and like I said, and all this stuff. And so I kind of knew that the pitching would get you there, and so you kind of figured they'd get somewhat turned around. I'm still concerned with the lineup. I mean, you look at a game like last night, you win 1-0, right? I mean, they're not producing. And for all of the, Bryson Stott and the Empanadas and, in Miami, and then, Alec Boehm's starting to get a few hits, but it's just not enough. There's gaping holes in the lineup after Schwarber and Harper. And I'm not certain that that's going to be rectified over time unless you add some pieces at the deadline. Yeah. So, I mean, I guess the thought process is play well enough until you get to July so that you're still in this thing, and then see if Dombrowski can fix it then, because I'm not sure that this group, as constituted, is good enough to do what it needs to do come September and October.
It was always Dombrowski. But they needed to make a change, and they did, and it's worked, at least for now, 6 of the last 7. And we appreciate the time, man. Keep up the great work for On Pattison, both with your Phillies and Flyers coverage. Buddy. We'll be reading.
Yeah, anytime, guys. Thanks.
There's Aunt SanFilippo. Yeah, I mean, look, it's still Dave Dombrowski. And we'll see. What are they going to do at the deadline?
They have to do something.
What year is it?
Yeah. Well, rinse and repeat. We're going to be looking for an outfield bat with power.
Wow. Oh. It's 2026, Amy. Believe it or not. Right-handed pop. Hey, Dallas Garcia, 2 hits.
It's funny that the other refrains that have been so similar for the other teams, the Eagles, it was linebacker for, 2 decades?
Yes.
For 3-4 decades for the Flyers, it was goaltending.
Yep.
Now we have one for the Phillies.
No, we've had one for. They have not developed an outfielder.
Yep, that's what I mean. Now we have one. But that's like the last 10 years.
Who was the last outfielder?
Don Brown.
No. That developed and actually was good. Like
he was an all-star
for more than 5 minutes.
Okay.
Because I'm trying to remember. Bobby Bray was an Astro before he came here. Pat Burrell was drafted as an infielder. But
infielder,
they at least...
Was he a third baseman?
Third baseman.
Third baseman.
Like, I'm trying to think of the last outfielder. They tried Moniak. Stinks. Unless he plays in Colorado. Adam Hazley. I don't think he's in Major League Baseball anymore.
Justin Crawford's good. That streak's already over.
There you go.
We'll see.
You got to give him Pat Burrell. They can't give him Pat Burrell?
He was infielder. They converted him.
Okay. I mean, they draft guys as catchers. Who cares? I don't care what you get drafted as.
If anybody gets drafted as a catcher and becomes a reliever, they stink.
No, I meant a first baseman.
No, I'm talking about Ricky Vitalico.
Oh,
Ricky
Vitalico was a catcher.
You have to ask Ricky.
You
guys have to ask Ricky about being an enforcer.
Remember, Ricky wasn't drafted. Ricky is one of the most amazing stories.
Honestly, that beer league. But ask him about being an enforcer on the ice. Ask him about that. I will say nothing else.
And Ricky wasn't drafted into radio either. He's just a grinder and a mucker and a grinder.
He was kind of drafted into radio. He was just like there, and they just were like, we'll take this guy.
We'll just take him.
We'll take that guy.
By the way, what a great job he did when Mr. Barkant was traveling.
He did a great job.
Really great job.
He absolutely did. Coming up, by the way, on Friday. How about this, Johnny? I think you said you're going to stop by.
I am stopping by because it's back almost out in the neighborhood.
Middays with Marks.
Yes.
When I think of John Marks, I think of the PGA Tour.
Do you really?
John Marks and Sean Brace this Friday will be at the PGA Championship merchandise store at the Aronimink Golf Club in Newtown Square.
I got to tell you, I think of more Old Masters when I think of John Marks.
Oh yeah,
the old the Muni like Goose course next to Rafferty Subaru.
Yeah, we're like I don't think of your ball maybe have gotten absconded.
Yeah, I don't think of Aronimink and John Marks. So go on.
I do. He's high class at John.
So this Friday?
This Friday, you should go and check out the show.
I'm going to.
And here's the other deal. If you're a big golfer, big fan of golf, they will be giving away a $100 gift card.
Oh, I'm going to be there.
Each hour.
Oh, that's good.
That's $400.
That's good math on your
2026 PGA Championship is not until next week, but you can get a jump on the merch with John and Sean in the 50,000 square foot PGA Shops merchandise store open this weekend. No ticket required.
Wow.
Hours are Friday through Sunday from 9 to 6. Pick up your official PGA Championship merchandise early, beat the crowds, and get your photo taken with the Wanamaker Trophy.
I wonder if they need some good food from out in Landview. I can get some of the restaurants to Bring
Stop
by some
by.
to eat. Yeah.
Do that. Or
Maybe.
you can win a $25 gift card to Roy Rogers and use it and then bring the food.
Yeah,
Did someone get your bread answer?
Yes, Trevor from Percy.
Well done.
We need a Roy
Sourdough.
Rogers.
Congratulations to Trevor. You got a $25 gift card. We'll give our next $25 gift card out in the next segment. Speaking of the next segment, football talk.
And it looks good.
You know, the Sixers and Flyers both lost, so we might as well ignore them for the rest of the show.
Big Dom probably did this.
We get the NFL schedule later this month, and someone is doing analysis of the strength of schedule based off of the opponents. First place schedule, the top 10 easiest? It's Kincaid and Sal Tunis, 97.5 The Fanatic.
Kincaid and Sal Tunis, 97.5 The Fanatic and 97.5thefanatic.com. 97.5 The Fanatic and 97.5thefanatic.com.
It's 9:31 here on Kincaid and Sal Tunis, 97.5 The Fanatic. It is a Tuesday with Amy. All right, real quick. I don't think you guys can even guess.
What?
So last night, I was, it was a sleepy night. It was a late night last night. And,
It was.
The Flyers just had to go to overtime. Because the way the Sixers game was going, I thought, all right, Flyers win in regulation. I'm going to bed. The Sixers are not coming back. And if they do miraculously come back, I will watch it tomorrow morning before I come into work. Then they tie it, the Canes, and then they go to overtime. Yeah. All right, well.
And at the end, I mean, it was all of overtime.
Let's go. We're going through it. So, I'm tired. So I needed something to, give me a jolt of energy. So there's coffee, but I'm not going to drink coffee at 10, what was it, 10?
No.
30 at night. I'm not going to be able to fall asleep. So the Easter basket was still out there of candy.
Wait a minute. The Easter basket's still sitting out?
Yeah, I mean, I don't let my son eat 6 pieces of candy.
No, but it's still sitting out like the basket itself?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's still out there.
Okay.
So
Okay.
the Easter bunny at our house did a great job.
Nicely done, Bunny.
The Reese eggs.
Yep.
The Kit Kat bars that look like the
I'm
bunnies.
sorry, these have survived since Easter?
Oh yeah, I'm really good.
And it's still sitting out.
I was a fat child, so I'm really good at not eating certain things.
Where's it sitting? I'm sorry to distract
Do you have to walk by
Where's it sitting? Where is it? Where is it in the house?
We have a little table, an end table near our couch.
So you walk by it all the time?
And the Easter basket is still sitting there?
I have great
Full?
It's May 5th.
I have great restraint.
It's May 5th. It's more than a month since Easter.
I feel like we need to have a chat, though, maybe about the
Putting it away.
overindulgence of the Easter Bunny.
Great,
and I'm
great.
guessing this thing happens at Halloween and at Christmas
But
as well.
no, here's the problem. It was also full because Coop's Daycare, they do the parties. And they do 2 days a week of parties because
Do they
what if
do food at the parties and candy?
All the kids bring candy.
Oh, see, most... we can't have
mine's
that.
an old school daycare. I
Really?
like
I
it
like
that way.
Wow.
And so the Easter Bunny at the Sal Tunis household brought the goods. But
and left them.
But at the party,
Too many.
you're probably buying the cheaper stuff because you're like, all right, I'm buying candy for all these
You
kids.
buy it in bulk. It depends,
Yeah.
but yes.
So what do you guys think I ate yesterday to just try to... I needed a sugar
Off-brand
rush.
jelly beans.
Milk duds.
You're close.
Milk duds
Whoppers.
in the little cardboard box.
There are Whoppers in there. I did not touch the Whoppers. I needed something with more of a kick.
Smarties.
Straight sugar.
It's basically straight sugar, and it's
Smarties.
an OG.
The
Fun dip?
little,
Did you fun dip it?
Bottle
No,
caps.
I went the brick, not the little ones, the brick Tootsie Roll.
Oh, I love Tootsie Rolls.
The one where it's got the little indentions.
No,
Yes.
I love the Tootsie Rolls.
And to make matters worse, I basically went back to my high school days. I threw it in as a lip. I was...
Dude, a Tootsie
I need
Rolls
to
are
get that
great.
immediate
Hell yeah,
rush.
Put the
brother.
whole thing in there. You're just gnawing on it
I
like
was
it's cud.
I was doing Red Band. I was
Had the spittoon.
I was trying to get that immediate kick of sugar.
A Tootsie Roll's great.
Yeah, but
item.
this is the long Tootsie Roll.
No,
you
yeah.
put,
Yes,
you put it
those
in
are
as
delicious.
if it's cud.
Did you
Yeah.
take
Just chewed on it.
two of the nubs?
No,
No, he put the whole
I
thing
went
in there
full
like it was
brick.
like he
Oh,
was
man.
like it was an old school.
I went full brick,
Chaw.
bro.
Like
And
David Ivan on a Pell. Very much similar.
Chaw. You put it in as if it was chaw.
Just like it. So that lasted me
My God.
all of overtime because I wasn't chewing on it because I just needed it.
I just had the visual of you in high school with your chaw. And
I'm more of a long cut Tootsie Roll man myself.
Dude.
It's incredible.
I mean,
experiment.
So you say you love a Tootsie Roll. I don't think I've ever.
I love Tootsie Roll.
You know what's really good are the flavored Tootsie Rolls.
Oh, I don't.
Yes.
I don't do
The
that.
orange.
See, I don't do it.
Delicious.
Not doing
Orange
it.
is strong.
Those are elite. That's an elite secret candy. I'm a vanilla fan.
Oh yeah,
Wow.
the vanilla's good.
But the flavored Tootsie Roll, that's an elite.
Nah,
Sneaky
don't do
candy.
that. Just the regular chocolate.
Have you had the flavored one?
I don't.
I won't. I'm one of my weird food things. Just won't do it. Just won't do it.
Because it tastes good.
No, I don't like it, but I don't like I don't like orange.
Well, no, they've got lemon. They've got
I don't like
vanilla.
I'm
You
not
don't like
doing
vanilla?
Yeah. No.
Clearly.
Not like in candy.
No, he's a very particular.
Yeah, very particular.
Very particular.
He likes
person.
chocolate.
Could you believe that?
Very particular.
Shocking.
Yes.
Dude chimes in. The bleep tunis, you turn a Tootsie Roll into beef jerky.
Seriously.
Pretty much, man. I need something.
I needed the visual of you. I've got to see it. Of you just having it. Like
I think there's another one in there. I'll maybe.
What?
Yeah.
Please
it
bring
looks
it
like
tomorrow.
you got chewing. That's
Plus,
so great.
I can't get past the Easter basket being out on the end table.
What's wrong? I don't know why it's so crazy.
It's a month after Easter.
All right. Well, every once in a while, you want a little fix.
Yeah, but I mean, the candy can be put like in a candy bin or something. But like the Easter basket sitting out a month later is just shocking. Because you're particular about your house.
I am.
Cleaning and everything like that. That's an oddity.
it's all contained in the basket.
It is contained in the
It just
basket.
looks odd.
Just there's a basket sitting out.
It'd be like you'd leave the Halloween pumpkin out like past Thanksgiving.
No. We only decorate for one holiday. It's Christmas. We don't.
There's not really. Usually it's a bag, a Halloween candy bag.
Yeah.
So we
Can't
used to have
leave
the
that out.
plastic pumpkins. We were Delco, the little plastic pumpkins.
That's not enough candy. You'd have
it's
to make
terrible.
17 trips.
Then we put them in a knapsack, like a.
But yeah,
you know.
but you start with that
Before we get yelled at.
before we get completely off target.
Strength of schedule, Johnny. You
This
have
is
it.
easy. Yeah, this is good.
And it's crazy because the Eagles are a first place team, and yet
And they have Warren Sharp, by the way, sharpfootballanalysis.com if you want to go to the website. But just follow Warren Sharp. One of the best, I think, as far as analyzing the NFL if you're into nerd stuff. And I love nerd stuff. The Eagles have the 7th easiest schedule in the NFL. Of all the 32
Based on
their opponents.
last year's opponent's record.
And they figured.
no, it's based on their predicted
numbers of
Vegas
this,
win
Projected.
total.
of this
Okay,
year.
that's what I was
okay?
asking.
So this is, but here's the strange thing. They have the easiest schedule in the division. And
They
they're the
do?
first place team. Yeah. The Eagles have the 7th easiest schedule.
Cowboys
okay?
have a tough. I remember
The
we
Cowboys
looked this
have
up.
the 29th. The Commanders have the 25th.
Yeah, Cowboys.
29th easiest?
This is the strength of schedule is that they have we're getting into the authority stand down. This is we're talking about. This is just weird. This is just a weird.
Cowboys at home, obviously division teams. Then they have Jags, Titans, Ravens, Cardinals, Niners, Bucks on the road division. Then they have Packers, Texans, Colts, Seahawks, Rams. Like
That's a lot of playoff teams.
That's the Cowboys have a difficult
Like a
road.
Lions, Saints, Bengals, Browns, Jets is the easiest schedule's top 5. Then it's Ravens, Eagles, 49ers, Colts, Chiefs. Eagles have an easy path.
As of now. I mean, look, when the schedule,
sure.
if the schedule comes out and they have 3 road games.
I get you, but the thing is, the teams that are on it still looks good. Like it really does look good that where they're sitting. And so to me, you got to be saying, wow, that's pretty cool. What's really weird, though, is the whole anomaly of it's really odd that the Eagles are sitting there with the easiest schedule by far in the division.
Interesting.
Now,
That makes no sense.
Part of it, again, this is off of the Vegas projected
Right.
win total. So the Eagles have a higher projected win total than each of the 3 teams in the division. So when
Correct.
the Eagles play the Commanders, Giants, Cowboys, that projected win total
that hurts them.
is lower than what they will face when they play
Correct.
the Eagles. So there is reasons to it.
There is, but
Yeah.
the thing is, Warren Sharp, here's where I would give it to you. Warren Sharp's analysis of strength of schedule, because I knew that people would come with that and go, well, wait a minute, it's based on a different thing. Warren Sharp does it based on Vegas projected win totals.
Sure.
If you go by the just basic strength of schedule meter,
Right.
where you say based on last year's results, Warren Sharp's strength of schedule meter has beaten that ranking has been more accurate than that ranking 9 of the last 10 seasons.
Oh, wow.
All right.
So it comes from a good place of education.
Because they study
projections.
Because he studies Vegas.
Right.
Because he studies the gambling edges. They study these teams so much. So 9 of the last 10 years following Warren Sharp's strength of schedule is more accurate than following the strength of schedule ranking. So when
which
he says
are usually
this,
based on last year as much as they are.
that's what they are based.
So
they also don't have Kevin Patullo as the offensive coordinator.
They don't. Here's another thing too. The strength of schedule doesn't take into when you see that. Here's the strength of schedule based on last year's win totals. They also don't take into consideration. There's no component given as far as to where you play teams,
right?
Which bothers me.
Yeah, like are you
playing Denver?
Are you playing
Denver?
Seattle in Seattle?
Right.
Or are you playing them here?
Are you in Australia?
There's no.
Are you in Rio?
Like if you played Seattle in Australia, you have an advantage over playing them at Seattle.
Absolutely.
Like the schedule does nothing. That strength of schedule that tells you, well, how hard's your schedule? Doesn't give you anything for that. And that always bothers me.
Yeah, if you play, let's say you play Seattle.
Yeah, that should
in
be
Seattle
taken into effect.
Right. And it doesn't.
Let's play Seattle in Seattle, then you come back to play the Giants, then you go back to LA.
That's
that
brutal.
travel sucks.
Yeah.
And playing Detroit at Detroit or playing Detroit outdoors, playing dome teams outdoors.
Well, and also like those West Coast teams, if they're having a trip like that, like Seattle, obviously a very good team. They're not as good on the East Coast.
No, and they're coming here this year.
So it's like if they had the similar thing of like, well, they were in the East Coast and they had the West Coast and the East Coast. So these should take into those.
I'm excited.
That should be taken into
I
account.
think it's exciting.
By the way, that LA Seattle thing, good thing is Eagles don't have to travel out there this year. They both come here. Your home opponents, obviously the division rivals, then Rams, Seahawks, Panthers, Steelers, Colts, Texans. On the road, other than the division, Titans, Jags, Bears, Niners, Cardinals.
I like the schedule a lot. A lot. Now we'll see if we like the way it falls.
W's and L's comes your way later this month.
W's and L's.
Can't wait.
Yeah. You're going to be a little sick that day?
I got a little cold. Amy, you good that Friday? In case it's a Thursday.
I feel like my
a little early.
throat is a little
She doesn't want to play it either.
I'll do it solo. Screw it.
I'll be here.
Coming up next.
I love W's and L's.
We preview Connor Thomas' show tonight.
Doing my top 26 letters.
We do an outlook of the rest of the week. We finally have a relaxing night tonight, unless you're going to live and die by this Phillies game specifically. We'll sort of preview the rest of the week coming up next. It's Kincaid and Sal Tunis, 97.5 The Fanatic.
Kincaid and Sal Tunis, 97.5 The Fanatic and 97.5thefanatic.com. 97.5 The Fanatic and 97.5thefanatic.com.
We're here. So is Amy. It's a Tuesday with Amy. Amy Fadula in studio with us. We're about to hand things over to middays with Marks, Johnny Marks, Sean Brace, Ray Dunn. They come your way at 10 o'clock. All right, we have the second $25 gift card to give away to Roy Rogers. Again, thank you to Roy Rogers for dropping off some incredible food earlier today. Roy Rogers in Cherry Hill is now offering free coffee with any purchase. Come grab a quality breakfast at Roy Rogers, and it sure as hell was quality.
Oh, it's quality, and it's great.
Their breakfast sandwiches are delicious on your choice of sourdough, croissant, or biscuits. Download the app and order ahead. And John, as a Southern man that you are, you raved about the biscuit. So
Gotta love
great.
it. Yeah, Southern Delco, but it was great. But it was delicious. I don't think you can find many good biscuits up here, and that was a really good biscuit. Even though that biscuit lady has come to, and she gives that and Roy Rogers is about the best you can get. Well, she's come to the borough now.
The biscuit lady didn't offer a $25 gift card to our audience.
We love it. That's awesome.
Right. What did I use as if it was chewing tobacco yesterday to get that jolt of energy for the overtime period? Because I didn't want to have coffee.
That is a great
610-632-0975. Let's go with caller number texter number 5, because it's Cinco de Mayo. 555. Even though we did 5 the last time, but it's Cinco de Mayo. And John Kincaid's anniversary of being engaged is today, Amy.
Oh.
5-5, baby.
And even more importantly, 11 years ago today, I got drunk and did a psych final.
Yeah, much more important.
Much more important than John Kincaid's engagement. All right, let's do our...
I don't think that's how that works. But I'm glad you remember that for the psych final. Obviously you passed?
I got a B. Yeah.
Oh, Oh,
I gotta be. I
good grade for
probably
you.
could have done. No, I was actually good at psych. I could have done better,
that says a lot, doesn't
but
it?
I
John?
reeked of margaritas. And
Well, it's not a bad thing to reek of.
yeah, well, I don't know if the person sitting next to me really appreciated
enjoyed
it
it.
all that much. All right. Sixers, Flyers. We finally have a well-deserved day off. Forget that the
Yeah,
Sixers
we
need
need-
a day off
we
and
need
that the
some sleep.
Flyers need a day off.
How about sleep?
We need a day off. We do have a Phillies game
What's
today.
that?
Phillies begin a 3-game series with the Sacramento Athletics. We're all used to saying that.
Did they actually call themselves
no,
that?
they don't.
No, they don't
There is
say that. No, they're just the A's.
Yeah, there is
They're
no.
just the Athletic because they will be the Las Vegas
yeah,
Athletics.
there is no city or state.
So you got two of your guys going this series. Christopher Sanchez, game 1, Zach Wheeler, game 2. And then Andrew Painter, we'll see how he bounces back. It's been a rocky start. He goes game 3. Luis Severino, who's still pitching. Jeffrey Springs and JT Ginn, no relationship to Teddy Ginn, the former wide receiver.
Oh yeah, Ohio State.
Yes. Any Panthers?
Sure.
Ted,
Yeah,
Teddy
Panthers.
Ginn, yeah.
Like a return man too, maybe.
So the Phillies, they play the next 3 days. But we are off today playoff-wise, so it's baseball.
Like a regroup day.
Baseball in the background day.
Yeah.
I don't need a lock-in for this. As much as I would love to watch Christopher Sanchez, I need a bit of a reprieve.
Yeah, you do.
You're watching it, but you're not like
It's background
living and
day.
dying over
Yeah,
every
like,
pitch.
You know, Coop wants to play with something, sure, I'll play. Whereas the last couple of nights, I'm like, what's your name? Sixers are on, buddy.
Yeah.
Flyers
Come
are on, buddy.
Come
Flyers are off until Thursday. So we have Sixers tomorrow, game 2, 7 o'clock here on 97.5 The Fanatic. The beauty of sort of refreshing this is we don't have any more conflicts as of now.
Which is nice.
No.
Because the last couple of games have, unfortunately for us, even though we're happy for our sister station, WMMR, it's nice when we get
Both.
both.
Yep.
Sixers tomorrow at 7. Flyers Thursday at 8.
Well, they're ours.
Sixers Friday at 7. Flyers, I love a 6 o'clock Saturday. I appreciate that. I really do. And
Long
then
as
How
Father
much do you
Riley
love a
gets
3:30
everybody-
Sunday though?
I like it.
I like a 3:30 Sunday.
So Amy Fadul, happy almost Mother's
Oh,
Day.
thanks.
Yes.
Well, what's
Friday.
like you're working.
Yeah. What do you think? What am I
gotta
doing?
work.
So what do you do Mother's Day?
I wake up in the morning. I'll have we have a baseball game, I think at 9.
That's
We'll go to
incredible.
that for Shawnee.
Yeah.
I'll come home, I'll get ready for work, and I'll head into work.
They'll be like, thanks, Mom. Happy Mother's Day. That is your
Every
That's your
day-
life as a
every
mother.
day is
right?
Mother's Day.
Hell
Right.
Yeah.
That's your life
Every
as a
day
mother.
is Mother's
though.
Day.
So you'll be home what, like 8 o'clock Sunday night?
Yeah.
So you'll at least like have like
No, the
I'll
kids
see
will
my
be
humans.
asleep.
yeah.
I'll see my humans.
You'll see the
Shawnee
people.
will be awake.
You'll see the people that allowed
Nick
you
will be
to
up.
celebrate Mother's Day at 8 o'clock
I'm
at
off.
night.
I'm off on
Mother's Day.
Saturday, a rare off Saturday for me. So we'll
Okay.
probably do something nice.
I think all those baseball leagues having games on Mother's Day.
They do that for like a celebration. They usually have mimosas for the moms
Yeah.
and pastries out.
We did the pink bats.
Yeah, they
one
do a lot of
year.
that.
Yeah.
Well, they
Kinda
could
nice.
just give them the day.
I know. I feel bad when I was
As if you think that we wouldn't be doing something else. At least give our kids an activity. That way they're out of the house. Actually, it's pretty welcome.
Oh, so did you? Yeah, but you go to the game.
Of course, I go to the
Of
games.
course she does.
Yeah, my mom.
I also help run Game Changer, so I'm always
Oh
at
yeah,
those
you're
games.
working. Yeah, so you're
I love
actually, you're
those
working
games.
on Mother's Day. Unbelievable.
Good stuff, though.
And then do the Flyers play Monday? Yeah, so the Flyers begin if necessary. Hopefully,
Game 5.
Hopefully necessary.
necessary.
No, Game 5.
Then
We'll plan on
Tuesday.
it. Let's plan on it.
All right, let's plan on Game 5 Monday night.
And then Tuesday will be Game 5 of the Sixers.
Man,
I'll keep it going.
let's go, dude. Just keep going. All right, well, everybody be ready.
That's the Vegas Stadium live camera. Where that's the live camera of the
Why is it
Vegas
moving?
A's.
Why do you have that?
Because you brought up the Vegas A's, so I looked at the live cam of the Vegas A's.
Why
I
is the live
didn't
camera
know they
moving?
had one.
Yes, they have the live camera.
Are you sure
right
that's
on the strip.
live?
Yeah,
Why is it moving?
because they're already digging. They're already digging.
No,
dirt
the
building.
camera was moving, not the people on it.
It's a moving camera that
Got
just
it.
constantly.
Well, just like the
scans the-
Flyers game last night, there was a guy just standing in
Standing
front
there.
of
They
it.
want
so
to move.
had
They want to move the camera. Just they don't have that. So there's not the construction work on the back of his hard hat.
No. They have a camera just.
You
constantly
would be a
moves.
live camera feed guy.
Well, that'll be when Bryce Harper begins his career there. You'll go see him play there. That's what it'll be.
When is that happening?
Could be a few years.
All right,
Could be a few years.
we'll see. After he wins a few rings for Philadelphia,
They may never lose again.
they Well, they already lost one with Don.
Right, I'm saying again.
Oh, okay.
That's
They
his
may
one
never
token
not.
loss.
That was it.
Amy, thank you as
Thank
always.
you, guys.
James.
See you on
See you
Friday.
on Friday. Everybody have a great rest of your day. We have middays with Marks, Johnny Marks, Sean Brace, Ray Dunn coming your way next. We'll be back at it tomorrow morning on an Adam Schefter Wednesday. And then the Sixers look to bounce back. Fingers crossed. Talk to you tomorrow.